Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another episode of ReaperCast. Today we're going to be talking about something that's been kind of, I guess, in the news for a long time now. So this is known as the Nowruz Elise Full Effect. Well, essentially this card was a V-Jump promo that was essentially just hyped up for the past few days now, where they were basically announcing this particular card, but no one actually knew its particular effect. So now that it's actually here with the full effects, we're going to read it, and hopefully it is actually something that might be viable. It might be something that could shake up the actual formats. Otherwise, we'll just see what happens. It could be, for all we know, just a casual card. It could be bad, but let's find out. So this card here is called Nowruz Elise, or Nowruz Elise, the Dragon of Beauty and Faith. Very interesting, of course. It's a dragon effect monster, wind type, level 7, attack 2000 and defense 2500. So already I'm thinking if this has some kind of viability in dragon rulers, that would be very nice, particularly with Tempest, of course, because he's also a wind type. So this could make things a bit interesting with rank 7 turbo for wind decks. You know, it might work for harpies for all we know. Alright, so two effects here. First effect, if this card is in your graveyard, you could send one level 5 or higher monster from your hand to the graveyard and then special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. So very interesting, gives you a free summon under the condition that you send a level 5 or higher. It could technically work in harpies if you have harpies pet dragon, but also it could work with Tempest, and Tempest can just special summon itself back out anyway. So definitely very nice, you know, and it sets you up for rank 7 plays. Just off this first effect alone, I'm already seeing this actually working out in harpies. So yeah, definitely quite nice, but I could see this working in FAs as well. If you go into a rank 7 together with FA Dark Dragstar, that is going to be quite interesting. But overall, a lot of the FA monsters can shift their levels. So with that being said, together with this particular card, it would definitely be quite nice. Secondly, we have the next effect, which is if this card is destroyed by battle or is destroyed by an opponent's card effect while it's in the owner's possession, you can target one card your opponent controls and banish it. Definitely very interesting. I kind of like that particular effect, because even if you just wanted to use this as a natural beat stick, if your opponent somehow wanted to get rid of it, then yeah, you kind of benefit off this as well. And to banish off an opponent's card is definitely going to be quite nice. So I do like this card. Of course, it says here you can only use the first and second effects once per turn each, so it is going to be restricted. But either way, I do see this card being quite viable in a lot of wind decks. It could bring back a lot of wind decks. I mean, right now I'm seeing people taking in some interest towards wind witches, and of course that also brings up harpies and speedroids and FAs. You know, there's plenty of wind decks out there. In fact, even Mecha Phantom Beasts can manipulate their levels to become 7 and go into a rank 7. I mean, there's literally a monster called Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack, which is a level 7 or a rank 7 that you could go into. So seeing this particular card, it's definitely nice for wind archetypes, because to be honest, if you actually look at it, a lot of wind archetypes have actually been kind of, I don't know, I mean, they're just not as great as a lot of the other attributes, you know what I mean? Like, even with the support that came out for, what was the deck called? Samorg. When Samorg actually officially got their own deck, it was a wind focus type deck. Of course, it did mix with some dark, but either way, it was not a particularly great deck. So seeing this to be a potential tech for wind attribute decks is something that I find to be quite nice. And of course, you could always just add in some of different techs as well into it. For example, there are plenty of wind support that people obviously don't know about, like the Charmers, the different links, like I guess the Kamakuri link monster. That would definitely be very nice as well. But yeah, overall I do see some kind of small potential with this card in going for some sort of turbo deck. However, aside from that, we're going to be moving on to the next thing here, and that is we are getting a new structure deck here, at least for OCG, at least for Overlay Universe. So it's actually called Overlay Universe, where it's actually focusing on Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. And the reason why it's actually focusing on Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal is because this year is officially Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal's 10th anniversary, and that is very true. I remember actually getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! Around 2011. During that time, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds was just ending and Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal was just actually beginning. So it's actually come quite a long way now, you know, to see something like that. Definitely quite amazing, you know. So yeah, seeing this as a celebration, it's crazy to think that this was actually 10 years ago. But it says here, the new pre-constructed structure deck, Overlay Universe, has been announced to release on June the 26th of 2021, and it's pretty much just going to be centering around the XC summon of Utopia and a few other numbers monsters as well, used by the actual protagonists of the series. So definitely very interesting. It's going to be a Yuma and Astral focused deck. Now, we have actually received starter decks in the past for these two before, but the thing is this, they weren't great, you know, let's admit it. They're not amazing at all, and they have no viability whatsoever. However, to bring it back as a structure deck is definitely quite nice, because Yusei's Synchro deck was actually out as a structure deck at one point. Jaden's structure deck was out as, well, a hero deck, I mean, which was pretty strong if you ask me. And even Yugi got his own structure deck as well. And of course there's the Master of Pendulum deck, which focused on Yuya's deck from Arc 5. But for Zexal, Yuma never got a proper deck, so to see this is definitely quite nice that at least at this point he's not being left out anymore, which is quite fantastic. In fact, if you even look at Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, Yusaku also got a deck for himself. I mean, there was actually a Cyverse structure deck, and it seemed very unfair that Yuma was the only protagonist out of all of the other protagonists out there to not actually get their own structure deck. So seeing Yuma actually get one for the first time, absolutely amazing, definitely hyped up. And a deck focusing on Utopia, it's going to be pretty fun. I'm excited for a lot of the new support here. Basically, the contents will be, let's see, 43 cards, with 4 cards being this special rarity. We have 3 bonus cards in ultra rare, and we also have this extra pack, but of course that particular pack probably is only exclusive to OCG, but I guess we're just gonna find out once it actually comes out. I mean, there's not much else about this. There's no cards or anything like that. All we know is that it's going to focus on the XE's era as a celebration for Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal's 10th anniversary, with it focusing on Utopia and a few numbers monsters. So yeah, there's really not much else to say. It is definitely something that I am very excited about, so definitely let me know what your thoughts are. But in the meantime, if you guys actually enjoyed this video, definitely drop a like and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos just like this. I hope you all actually have a very fantastic day. I'll see you next time.